let's do a Mounjaro update. I've been on a GLP-1 since July of 2022, and I have been on Mounjaro for a little over a year. I'm on 12.5, 15 is just too much for me. This is where I'm at. So I think I'm in like maintenance, which has been a hard pill to swallow for me because I still live in a large body. So I'm a size 14. This is about what I was, 14, 16. This is about what I was in high school. I actually am okay with it. I think that if I wasn't plus size, I wouldn't feel like myself because I've always lived in a large body my whole life. But at the same time, comparison is the thief of joy. And I see many people that have ended their Mounjaro journey or gotten to maintenance who were in very large bodies, and now they are what I perceive as thin. So in a way, I can kind of put that on myself and feel like a failure, But ultimately, I did lose 110 lbs, which is huge. And all of my issues that I was having in terms of health and all the things that obesity leads to and causes are all in kind of like a remission, or at least in a much better state than they were. Now, one of the first things that people do when I talk about this is they go in the comments and they suggest I check how much I'm eating. They check my macros. They say, you're not exercising enough. They make an assumption like the majority of the world does when you're an obese body or a big body, that you are not doing all the things. Do not make that assumption. You would be incorrect. I just don't share about it on here. I say that I do it, but I don't share about it in here because it's just not what I focus on for my content. I've always focused on the mental, and the healing and that I am doing. And then I hope others will do and learn. That's just me. Though I'm sure that it's your intent to help. Okay. That doesn't help. It just makes me feel judged further and makes me, in my mind, go, oh, failure, failure, failure. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it's hard to hear, but ultimately, these medications do cap out. They do. And your body gets to a homeostasis, and you may be in a larger body still. And I can't imagine there aren't a lot of people like me out there, but maybe we just don't hear from them. Dr. Albert had a live the other night, I'm going to tag him, that I thought was really good, where he said ultimately, where the medicines do cap out, right? The ones we have now, we have more coming, that's great. But ultimately, if you're not regaining, that's a win. That's a big deal, right? It's just, that's your new set weight. That's your new set point. And for sure, in terms of percentages, I have exceeded what most people did in the study. And I'm not regaining. That's huge. I do find I have a dull roar of food noise. It is controllable. It is manageable. It's definitely worse around the times of my cycle. But I'm not overeating, right? And for the most part, I still crave and want all of the nutritious things, but I do everything in moderation. So if I want cake, I'm going to have cake. The difference is I'm just probably going to have a few bites because that's really all I want. When Halloween came around and there was Halloween candy, I had a couple pieces, you know what I mean? Which honestly, I'm okay with. I'd rather live a life like that than to go and decide that I need to be in super diet restrict mode and exercise 2 hours a day, every day. Which is all things I've done in the past. I don't want to live like that anymore. I can't live like that anymore here. I just can't, right? I would rather be like this because I honestly, let's just say pretend I'm able to do that and squeeze out the extra 20 or 30 I've been able to do my whole life. Is it going to be sustainable? First. And even if I do, guess what? Even then, I still have an obese BMI. And even then, even though we want to fool ourselves, we still have obesity because it's chronic disease. So these are all things I'm working through, and I'm bringing doctors on the show to talk about it on the podcast. So I hope that you'll go and follow it. I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments, and definitely love to hear your experiences possibly on the show. We are going to be going live on Wednesday, so please come and share your voice. It helps me. I get more opportunities to speak in different areas, and I need to understand your perspective, right? If not, then it's just going to sound like me. And we all know that obesity doesn't care, and it comes for everybody. So I need to hear your voice, okay? I love you guys. I hate that you never see my stuff anymore. But if you want to see it, you can go to IG because they push it out there. And of course, on YT, where the podcast is, okay? I love you. Be kind to yourself. In this community, I have had people make videos about me and my body size, and then I'm not doing all the things. I've had people come in the comments, and this is people in our community, come in the comments and say, maybe before I write a book or do anything, right, that I should get to goal weight. Guys, if you think my content is about weight loss, then you don't know me. It's not. Okay? So I would ask that I'm trying to be kinder, you know? I'd ask that you really reconsider any comments like that because it hurts my feelings. And this is hard enough. And the world is already against us in so many ways. So please just don't do that.